Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and the Resident Evil 3 Remake is upon us. Only about a year after the Resident Evil 2 Remake, and by the way, this is the main menu screen. There's no background, no rainy city or anything like that. They just give you a black screen with 3 options. So that's maybe a bit telling. But yeah, so I have some trepidation about getting into this. Obviously, it's not going to be as polished or nearly as long as the Resident Evil 2 remake. It's apparently about a 5 to 6 hour game with all the puzzles and everything cut out. So this is going to be a short playthrough. And I guess the reason they decided to pack in, the multiplayer game with this as well is because of its short runtime. Also because I bought this before it came out. There is the classic Jill, but we'll stick with the new one, I guess. And then there's, wow, the classic hair does not go with new Carlo's face. His handsomely messy hair is gonna have to stay as well. Weird that they gave him classic hair, but not his classic UBCS uniform. Alright, let's get off of this very bland menu and start the game. Again, hardcore is the same. Stronger enemies, ammunition items are more scarce, receive less ammunition when crafting. I guess they removed the ink ribbon requirement for hardcore that Resident Evil 2 had. I guess we'll just go with standard, though. So I'm getting into this first episode literally right after finishing the RE3 HD texture pack. Oh good, we've got stock footage.
This pandemic has spread faster than any disease in modern history.
Angry mobs roam the city, burning buildings. Authorities are bracing for more rioting tonight.
He was knocked unconscious.
Throw some Johnny Cash over this and you've got the opening to Dawn of the Dead remake.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella.
This is certainly a change from just the opening cutscene of Jill being judgmental of the people of Raccoon City. They want him in the Nemesis program. That was just a really weird choice to have a bunch of live action footage at the start. I wonder if they also retconned it so that Nemesis is not made by Umbrella Europe anymore. I suppose this time we actually get to start in Jill's apartment and not just with her exploding out of it. Literally exploding out of her apartment building. Okay, so we're starting with a first-person segment. This is Jill's collection of posters. Man, See, I was going to say the sensitivity is off, but we're not going to be staying in first person, so I guess I'll just leave it for now. I think these are a lot of the same ones from, yeah, RE2. I remember They Killed Him and Unnerving Combat and Heartless Betrayal, so none of these seem to be new. And Louisiana. Are these RE7 books, or were they for our RE2 remake? I don't even remember now. Remember how people thought that they decided to go first person entirely with this based on the first trailer they put out? Because it had like a segment from here. Well, we got to see Moon's Donuts in the demo. Is that the mascot of Raccoon City, Rocky Raccoon? Good feeling. I like that she has also just green herbs. She's got the rocket launcher from RE1. She's got the burger from RE2. Raccoon City, Paul's Hamburgers, Earth. Kiss Earth. Can't tell if those are real photos down there. I think that one in sunglasses is supposed to be Jill. It's me, new Jill Valentine. I look very unimpressed. Who left the sink running? I get the feeling that Jill doesn't want to be a zombie. I mean, that seems like an appropriate bad dream to be having when you're in a city literally full of zombies. That you might become one of them.
Gets worse every night.
Also maybe a little bit of a premonition.
3 more days, then I can kiss this town goodbye.
So, again, having just played the start of RE3, the first photo you get of the police assault is dated the 27th, so that's today. So yeah, the reason that Jill is still in the city is because she was still doing some kind of last-minute investigating, while Chris has already left the city to go to Europe, and Barry has left with his family. So that's how she ended up stranded in her apartment. Investigation notes. Umbrella. Pharmaceuticals company, industry leader in market share, focuses on military weapons development while maintaining cover as a pharmaceutical company. Also secretly developing bioweapons. T-virus outbreak at Arclay Mountains research facility predicated the mansion incident. Conspiring with Raccoon City leadership. Large donations to Mayor Warren's office. Effectively controls the city. And can dig giant holes without anyone having a problem. There's the old STARS photo. Jill's report. September 26th, 1998. It's already been 2 months since that mess with Umbrella. Thanks to the suspension, investigations haven't progressed exactly as I'd hoped. Perhaps this written record of what I've found will prove to be my final duty as a STARS officer. I can only hope that it leads to the truth. The T-virus. Those infected by this virus seem to become literal zombies. Just drop in the Z word. It appears to be communicable via several different avenues outlined below. Bite from an infected individual, allowing the mixing of bodily fluids. Contact with crows, which have eaten infected carrion. Due to the strength of the virus, airborne infection cannot be discounted. I guess she didn't figure out about the virus being in the water supply? It should be noted that those who survived the incident have not yet developed symptoms. It's unclear whether this is because the virus has a long incubation period, or because we just happen to be resistant to the infection. I like that they try to kind of lampshade the fact that no matter how much you get bit in the original game, you don't get infected. We ought to remain vigilant, even after this investigation period ends. As for me, aside from my minor difficulties sleeping, I seem to be in fine shape. Still, I shouldn't get too hopeful. After all, this could be just an extended incubation. Or I could be a carrier. Investigation of human-eating cases is stalled. And there's Annette Birkin. Just trying to see whatever else we got on this board while we have the chance. I'm not sure who that is. Or what that is. What am I looking at? Right there. And this is the Las Plagas. I mean, it sounds like there's still, you know, cars out there. Not everyone's dead yet. Alright. Very low resolution TV, even for the 90s. I like that she has a police car model next to her badge.
Too many pills.
What even are all those? She's also got some nasal bottles there. Message from a colleague. To Jill Valentine. Hey, hotshot, how you holding up? I still can't believe Iron suspended you. Such bullshit. Gotta pin a medal on you for making out of that hellhole back in July. Of course you're gonna poke around and ask questions about it. I hope you're not mad at me for keeping my head down. Everything's been happening so fast. Stars was the pride of the Force. When the Chief disbanded us out of nowhere, I thought for sure I was gonna lose my job. Word has it you're planning to leave Raccoon City? I figured you wouldn't take the suspension lying down. Just promise to watch your back. Umbrella won't sit by while you try to dismantle their business. Take care, Jill. That is definitely not the writing of Brad Vickers. Chicken Heart Vickers, who left them to die at the mansion. Brad Vickers, Stars Alpha Team, now and forever. P.S. Had to slip this message to the pizza guy to avoid detection. Enjoy the extra large Mega Meat Supreme. It's on me and the guys. The last pizza she'd ever eaten in Raccoon City, and her gazpacho soup. I know it's like the zombie apocalypse in this city, Jill, but you could still do the dishes. Come on now, girl. It's the one thing that separates us from the undead. Why do I always leave the sink running? Alright, we have now teleported out of first person.
Who could that be?
And how are the phone lines still working?
Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Listen, you gotta get out of there.
Yeah, that sounds
What are you
more like
talking
Brad.
about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my...
Alright, so I guess they're gonna retcon it so that Nemesis is the reason her apartment explodes. Oh, he's even got a garbage bag on his face.
What the hell is that thing?
They want to remind you why the original game was called Nemesis, by just having him show up at the very beginning to nemesize you. Alright, it's gonna be just like the escape from Innsmouth Hotel. Gotta lock all the doors behind us as we run. I still find it funny that they decided, hey,
No way.
let's take away his trench coat and just give him like a fucking tarp garbage bag wrapped around him with tape. Thankfully, someone left this shard of obsidian here for me. And much like Native American spirits, Nemesis is also weak against obsidian. Who's blocking the fire exit with fucking plants? It's just generally dangerous. You can't take the heat. Don't get thrown face first into the oven. Is he supposed to be able to see us? I literally have no control here except to go forward. Alright, I think that's kind of our opening analog to the opening of RE3, where she explodes out of the apartment. Man, there was really just a lot of people running around.
Over here!
Jill, I was sitting outside your apartment. I called you from a payphone.
You okay?
What was that thing?
Damned if I know. But right now it's got a hard-on for the only 2 stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
I like that they downgraded his STARS uniform to just a bright yellow vest. Nothing says special tactics and rescue like
I don't know.
yellow vest.
One fucked up thing always leads to another. It's like Arclay on steroids.
They really didn't need to make Brad look more like a beefcake
Hey, wait!
than the scrawny little coward he was before. He still kind of sounds like one, though.
I could be dreaming. How could this many people be infected?
Gee, Jill, if you never leave your apartment. Also, look at those super low frame rate animations on those distant zombies. It's gonna be one of those kind of games. Hey, look, there's the Bar Jack. Which is supposed to be the Bar Blackjack.
Here they come!
My question is, how did those fences stop them for even a second? I don't know what it is, but something about the audio mixing in this is just so low. Like, you can see, everything's turned all the way up. I have it set to headphones, maybe that's the problem. Like, maybe it'll sound better like this? It's just, it's weirdly quiet. I can't dodge or anything yet.
Door behind you, go!
Don't think about it. We're gonna make a run for it.
Come on, Jill. We know how this ends.
No, I don't.
Are we still a team?
Always.
Then do me a favor. Don't fuck up like I did. Go!
Remember, I left you to die when I flew away in a helicopter. They better not have retconned that. So yeah, I guess in the original, you meet him, he's already been bit, but here, they had him get bit in the bar.
Sorry.
Huh. So I guess this is why we just have a fucking Glock instead of her actual samurai edge. Maybe she left it in her apartment. Now, I could draw fire, or I could just walk away. Fuck that zombie. Look at all those zombies just standing around.
Down there! Get to the parking garage roof!
Parking garage. Got it.
I'm gonna have to look to see if there's a way to boost the audio for this.
Sir, are you alright?
Is that Dario?
Don't come any closer!
Hey, come on. There's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety? I'm not going out there!
He even sounds almost the same.
Garage isn't far. I can
The only safe place is in here!
Alright, and this is the warehouse. Looks a lot crustier than the original one. And there doesn't seem to be, or at least we can't get up to the second floor. So I guess we're not getting a first aid spray in here.
What's your name? I can't just leave you behind.
It's Dario Rosso. And yeah, right. You just want to steal my safe house. Get your own, Missy.
Missy?
It's not even a safe house. There's no music
Would
playing.
you please calm down? I'm a police officer. I'm here to help.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've been doing a bang-up job. You want to help? Go handcuff yourself to one of those freaks.
Sir, this is your last chance. No one else is coming.
This is your last escape.
I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters.
That's pretty much one of his original lines. Well, at least they brought him back, even if it's a lot more random. In the original, it's kind of implied that Jill met him before he ends up running and hiding in here. Alright, Dario. You just leave your daughter to die out there. Let's just say, damn it. Failure. Woo! Daggles. Man, those are some chunky Dobermans. Like, they are thick boys. They're really not kidding, though, about the action difference even in this. Like, again, RE3 was the most actiony of the classic RE games, but this is kind of that plus 5. Just like, oh, the city's exploding around you and there's zombies everywhere. But that's gonna be kind of the theme for this entire game. As I saw in some of the early reviews, they cut basically all of the puzzle elements out of this game entirely. Which, you know, on the one hand, means that I won't have to do that fucking water treatment puzzle, the worst puzzle in the original game, but it also means that there's no puzzles at all. And yeah, you can see there the dismemberment system. You know, I had taken a guess that in the demo it was just cut down for ratings, but no, it looks like they did just basically use a shitty version of the dismemberment system from RE2 Remake. They don't kind of leave behind a trail of muscle as their leg separates. Also, a difference here, you can't use the knife as a self-defense weapon anymore, but it doesn't break. So we can, you know, do this. That's actually interesting, though, that Jill does, like, a step back. Like, she does the third hit, and then she kind of does a little hop back. So the knife might be a little bit more viable. Especially if we can keep dodging around him like this. I want to see if I can do a dodge, because apparently you can go straight from a dodge into like a leg swipe type thing. There we go. So there's kind of a combo. And if you're using a gun, you can, you know, she does like a rolling aim like she did in the original. So that's kind of cool. Again, very much fits with a more action-y tone. Though having a counter does kind of echo Resident Evil 6 a little bit. Which not only had counters, but also a full-on combo system. Why does she have, like, just one elbow pad?
Hey,
Oh, you know, I think this might actually be the helicopter that smashes into the RPD. Hey look, the Storehouse Blue Mountain. I just saw that in the original game. I'm pretty sure that's actually where Dario was hiding out in the original. Okay, I guess that's not the RPD one. I believe we will actually see how that one crashed, though, in this one.
Sorry. Come on. Start, damn it.
Press start to run over Nemesis.
It's my turn, bitch.
It's like flashbacks to the boss fight with the car in Resident Evil 7. Wow, I'm surprised she survived that, considering that was like, what, 8 floors of parking garage we just drove off of? Wow, it exploded just his mask off. It's a very resilient trash bag.
Hey! Fuckface!
Brad, where did you find a... Oh, it's Carlos. I was gonna say, where did Brad find a rocket launcher?
Hey, easy, lady. I got you.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Name's Carlos, and I'm saving you. Come on. Let's get you someplace safe.
I like that Nemesis is just kind of like stunned, like, I can't believe you've done this to me.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here where?
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter. It's safe.
I'm fine.
Personal space. Okay, I get it. Let's go. Oh, come on. Who's the dipshit that closed this? Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
So we saw most of these movie posters in the demo. Air Combat 1942. Tommy Clooney, who looks an awful lot like Tom Cruise. Still. Mars Carlisle's off duty. Looks like this'll be the worst vacation ever.
Nothing. I've never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Man, Carlos really speed walking down this hallway.
I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming?
I guess in that year of development time, they didn't have time for English lip sync. Those aren't Bubble Bobble, are they? Be sure to brush your teeth after eating. Alright, we're back here in the demo subway station. Do I think this is a different part from when the demo took place? Maybe not.
Hey, Captain.
No, I guess this is exactly where the demo is.
Use our help.
Carlos, you didn't even think to ask fine young lady her name? She is an elite operative of RPD, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is something Valentine.
It's Jill.
Nice to meet you, Jill. I am UBCS platoon leader Mikhail Viktor. My team was sent here to rescue civilians.
Right. How's that going for you?
The city is completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians will wind up dead. Correction, undead. My platoon has suffered serious losses. Just keeping them alive is more than I can manage.
Well, you can thank your corporate overlords for that.
Yes. Well, we are doing all we can. If we can get this subway train moving, we can evacuate some survivors. But we need help. My men cannot do this alone.
What are the chances that one of those survivors has also been bit?
All right. I'm in. But I am on their side, not yours.
Oh, hey. It's cool. We all want the same thing.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, Super Cop. Here you go. We can use this to stay in contact.
I know what a radio is.
First things first. We need to get you geared up. Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
You know, that's not really getting me geared up, Carlos. That's literally saying go find your own shit. We don't have any gear for you here. Go find your own stuff out there. I have 6 bullets. Alright, so this we already saw in the demo. It just explains that, you know, gunpowder plus gunpowder is handgun, gunpowder plus high grade is shotgun shells, and 2 high grade is magnum. So I guess no grenade rounds, no grenade launcher. That's been cut as well.
They really took a chunk out of you.
I believe you do get a assault rifle in this, whereas in the original that was just an unlockable / easy mode weapon. So yeah, people complained in the demo that Jill was, again, kind of bitchy to the UBCS. But now that you have the context, it's literally the first time she meets them in the game. It's not like they've been working together before this. Wasn't there a locked door up here before? I guess this is where we came from. I can definitely see the complaints about it being kind of truncated, though, from the original game. Like, in the original game, before you even meet these two, you've gone through part of the city, you've seen Brad die to Nemesis, you've gone through the RPD, and then you run into Carlos. But here it's just like, hey, these guys are doing their thing, you want to join up with them? Okay, sure. So, that part is definitely not improved. Tabloid front page. Yep. I remember this as well. Nothing important there, just disheveled. Again, I want to get kind of through this stuff that was in the demo pretty quick.
Jill? It's me again. You topside yet?
Working on it. So what's the plan?
The old tanks got me clearing the tracks. You mind getting the subway infrastructure back online?
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. I guess this is what he meant by get you supplied. We left a bunch of shit just lying upstairs. An herb. I guess we need a small key here, or a lockpick. There's those yellow locks we saw in the demo that you couldn't do anything with. Okay, so we'll combine that. Make some handgun ammo. I still think the UI looks a little bit neater in this than it did in RE2. Like they've refined it just a little bit more. Okay. This is the same one from the demo. It just says 2 green herbs, or green herb plus red herb, or 3 green herbs. And first aid sprays are a full heal. Again, I'm not going to be truncating throughout the whole game. It's just this early demo repeated stuff. Kite Bros Railway. I don't know what
It
goes
almost
here.
looks like I could get this working if I plug in the right whatever it is.
What is this, though? Clock Tower Commemoration. Why is it just randomly in a subway station? Okay, do I want to deposit any of this? We'll deposit this green herb. I usually feel safe with just having one full heal when we're not going into a boss fight. And since we know what's coming here, I know that I don't really need more. Okay, I don't think there's anything else in here. I guess most of them miss the sign on the door that says just go here. So now that we don't have durability, I should probably do this whenever I get the chance. Finish one of them off with the knife. Okay, I think he's done for. No blood, though. And I can't dismember him. Anything back here? One thing I saw somebody else do that I missed in the demo is you can get in here using the bolt cutters. I had missed that. Which is the reason I couldn't discard the bolt cutters when I did the demo. Gotta say, even when she's walking, Jill walks pretty quick. Yeah. Kind of pushed that one a little too far towards the wall. Anything back here? Toy Uncle will buy your old toys. That old school Mega Man from like the original NES game American cover, where he's like super buff. Another one of those locks. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a lockpick type lock. Oh, this is not a bolt cutter door anymore. Oh, no, never mind. Here it is. They may be a giant pharmaceutical company, but they also make instant noodles. You can trust a tomato with a face like that. In that one, he looks like a classic X-Men kind of style.
Carlos, I've reached the main avenue. Which way do I go?
See a big transmission tower? That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe. Surely a tall drink of water like yourself can put out a few flames.
Fuck you. Gotta put this out.
Not sure why she made such a grunt of effort just from opening that. Yeah, I really don't think that's the right kind of fence for zombie proofing. Not unless you put like a lot of concrete on the bottom instead of just those bricks. And the return of the explosive barrel from the original Resident Evil 3. Blue Mountain Storehouse, Jim's Crabs, Moon's Donuts, and Rich Clothes. Women's clothing made to order. I think that's where you got the unlockable costumes in the original. Can't remember exactly what the store was called. This game does not have any unlockable costumes except one. And it's like a weird thing where the small number of unlockables in this are unlocked with points that you get from completing achievements. There's like a cheat store that opens once you finish the game. And various achievements give you various amounts of points for completing them. I don't remember what the combination to this safe is, but I do remember where to get it. Drugstore owner's manual. We'll just read this one again. This new hair tonic from Umbrella is just flying off the shelves. The stuff they make always works wonders, so it's no surprise. I was counting on this and ordered a huge shipment. My instincts are paying off, literally. I just know sales will continue to rise as word gets out. That said, the string of violent incidents on the news has me worried. Maybe I ought to invest in a good safe to hold all this cash that's rolling in. December 2nd. The new safe is just perfect. Nobody knows the code, not even my wife. It's a secret between me and my beautiful Aquacure queen. And she'd never give it up for a thief, unless I wrote it on the poster. I think there's a Zombabo in here. There's also a bobblehead I can hear. Alright, I think he's done for. More handgun ammo. We should probably combine this gunpowder. So yeah, I don't think that you can get enhanced gunpowder in this. Just one of the many little things that have been cut. Not to mention some of the major things that have been cut. Yeah, she always makes like a very aggressive grunt when you sprint into a door, even when she kind of lightly pushes it open. Should I heal? I feel like I should heal, but I might just use a green when we find one. That first one was a warning shot. Alright, I think his face is sufficiently destroyed for him not to get back up. Another 3 zombies. It's convenient how they always put an explosive barrel in the spot where there are multiple zombies. I want to see if I can get him over here too. These barrels seem to have quite the radius on them. So I might have got the third one? Yeah. Party stage. Party stage. Need bolt cutters there too. It's back here. Just more handgun ammo. Gunpowder. I can't remember if I went actually in here. I guess I did, because you can't go back through the apartment. Alright. Fancy box, that's new. And fancy. So let's see if this is like an old RE puzzle box. Nope, we didn't have to solve a puzzle, it just gave us an imitation ruby. I guess that's probably for the clock thing we saw. Alright, I'm just gonna use that. That'll put me back up to fine. Anything else I can drop off? Well, we can probably drop this off since we saw where it goes. Is there anything else in here? A little bit of bullets. Okay, I think we're good for now. So, I believe we get the bolt cutters in here, in the railway. So we're gonna have to come back here later to actually get the power on. Alright. Pretty sure this guy's gonna get up, but only when scripted to. Man, being able to do that is very helpful, and not having to manually switch to it. Huh, they changed this to just a whole hose lying out. In the demo, it was just kind of wound up, if I remember correctly. Subway employees memo. Violence getting worse and worse these past few days. Got a shotgun for when it hits a breaking point. Locking it up in the gun rack. That should keep it safe from any would-be looters while I go out and try to find some more shells. Things go south, cut the chain, and busted out that sucker. I pray we all make it out alive. Very conscientious survivor. I'll make it so that someone else can still get this if I don't come back for it. And we don't have the bolt cutters. Hand grenade, that was also in the demo. I wonder if I can still use that as a defense item, or if it's just a throwable now. Find those. We're still going to be running up against inventory limits, though. Okay, so I got the hose, which is the main thing we need here.
This must be the subway company's offices.
Another one of those cases. I have a feeling we're going to need to backtrack somewhat to pick up all this stuff. In the event of a power outage, the subway will automatically cease operations. Once power has been restored, please use the control panel to confirm the stations at which the train will stop, as well as which track segments will be used. If the route entered is unsafe... Okay, so I assume this is still a puzzle that we'll have to use once we get the power back on. There aren't 20 of those in this area anymore. That was just in the demo. And I guess that actually didn't get you anything in the final game. It was only for ambassador points. I'm still not sure what the prompt is that it gives you when you get bit sometimes. I think it just reduces the damage you take, but you can't do it when you get grabbed from behind like that. Oh, I was like, I'm hearing some chewing sounds coming from this direction. Alright, I think he's already done. Anything tucked away back here? Gunpowder. I tried to go for a dodge there, but it was a little too late. Didn't expect her to get up that quickly. When you notice a worrying symptom, call your doctor, seek service, get the help you need, get overcharged for it. A healthy family is a happy family. Make sure to receive regular medical exams from this finger family. Graceful. herb. High-grade gunpowder, which I don't really have room for, so I'll turn it into shotgun shells. Anything else in here? We got the code, which is 937. So that's the same as it was in the demo. I thought it said special price, $152, but it's $1.52. And I think those are... Okay, never mind. It's laundry detergent. I was going to say those are like sanitizer pads. All right. I tried to roll past her again, but there's a bit of a delay before Jill actually does the dodge. Okay, now apparently dying from that, so... Just gonna scoot on out of there. I think we've got everything we can get right now from this area. Let's see. Will it still let me go back up here? In the demo, they forced you to go back through the donut shop because this door was just mysteriously blocked. Nope. I can actually go back here now. So... 9... 3... 7. And now I can actually get to use this, since I didn't get to in the demo when I got it. Got killed by Nemesis. Does it actually say what it does? Can I uncombine it? No. Alright. Well, it gives us a little dot in the middle of a reticle that we don't really need. So I also didn't really get to look around up here in the demo. Okay, red herb. I'm trying to remember where the bolt cutters are so I can check if they're still in the same spot or not. Oh, come on. She had, like, no cooldown on her next attack. Okay, well, let's open this shortcut. So I guess they changed this. Because in the demo, Nemesis, you know, he leaps down here, which is why they force you to go through the donut shop. But I guess he doesn't appear here? I have heard another one of the complaints about this remake is that Nemesis is pretty much relegated to scripted encounters only and boss fights, but he was fairly scripted in the original, just in a slightly different way, in that you would hit triggers or progress points where it kind of put you into a Nemesis zone where at any point while you're in that area, Nemesis could appear. But it was still scripted so that he would always appear in those sections. It's just he could keep appearing as long as you were in that area. Whereas here, I assume it's mostly just chases and shit. Since after all, you can't just escape him in this by going through enough screens. Since there are no screens. Repair? Question mark? That's just the expression he's got. Oh, there's the bolt cutters. Enormous box. Type? Great. It would be nice if you had this one. I love this ad right here. Is that just like the name of the van model? This is our enormous box model. It's got room for everything. Alright. So, deposit the shotgun shells for sure. I feel like I want to deposit the grenade for now. Save that for like a boss fight. Grab the bolt cutters. Probably want to wrap up this first episode soon. Because again, this is not a very long game whatsoever. It's apparently only 5 to 6 hours, so don't want these episodes to go too long. I guess it doesn't actually say how long we've been going.
Is someone in here?
I was gonna say let's backtrack for some of this stuff quickly, and then I think we'll call it an episode before we open that next door. But yeah, this is fun to play. It's just definitely a very different feel in terms of like speed than RE2. Oh, that's lockpick. Well, we got another fancy box. I wonder if that clock memorial is going to be an optional thing. Thought I heard somebody else's boots in here, but that's just Jill's squelchy boots. It would be better if you, the master of squelching, wear these. Where did that zombie go? Oh. He didn't actually get up. He could get up, he was just being a real lazy zombie. He's like, I don't want to get up. Destroy ass. Oh, come on, that was definitely a dodge. Alright. So, according to this, there's something we haven't done on this street. Simple lock. Padlock door. Maybe we need old keys. And we don't actually get the lockpick. Okay, well, there was some gunpowder up here as well. Quickly grab this. Scoot on past these zombies again. I guess we'll just open this box. Yeah, so it seems like they transplanted the puzzle you need to enter the park into just a random little thing in one of the safe rooms. Because apparently the park has been completely cut from the game. Which potentially means that there is no Gravedigger. I know one person will be happy about that, but I'm not really. I was kind of hoping to see Gravedigger. Though there was something that looked like it for like a frame of one of the trailers, so maybe he does come back in a different spot. Let's be quick in this alley, because it looks like there are quite a few zombies. I think this is just shotgun ammo. Another hand grenade. Yeah, I don't have room for that. How's my health doing? Caution. I could heal. Kind of a waste, but I don't want to have to backtrack for all this stuff a second time. Even though we're going to have to come back here for the power. Alright, so just grab that shotgun, and I think we should be good. And there was a safe room here, right? No, where was that other safe room? I'm already forgetting. Let's check the map. Let's see, simple lock, control panel, simple lock. Oh, it's in the donut shop. Alright, quickly dash back to the donut shop, drop off all our stuff, and then grab the shotgun. So yeah, this stuff definitely feels pretty much the same. We didn't see too much new stuff in this over the demo, but I am excited to get into the next episode when we see stuff that hasn't been seen yet. It definitely feels like this is going to be a pretty fast LP, though, based on just the general pacing of this. Like, I can see why there are definitely complaints about it being a short game, and I really don't think that them slapping, you know, RE Resistance, the multiplayer thing, into this is really a good value proposition for how short the single player is. Basically, they're like, oh, we only made like a 6-hour game. Oh, just, you know, stick that other multiplayer mode in there. That'll make people happy that they spent $80 on this. Whereas, I do think very much that RE2 Remake was a good value proposition for how much you got in there. Especially once they added the free DLC stuff. And this does not have mercenaries, which is very disappointing. They could have at least just done that to make it feel a little bit more like a good value, instead of adding a dumb multiplayer mode. That is primarily, I think, going to appeal to the same awful people that love Dead by Daylight and its similar games. Not that everybody who loves it is awful, but there's a specific category of super competitive tryhards who really love those asymmetrical multiplayer games. Alright, so then I'll do it for episode 1 of Let's Play Resident Evil 3 Remake. I have been Shadefyre, and I hope you'll join me next time when we get to see some new stuff. But until then, take care, everyone.